you said you loved love.
I do.
When did love come to your life? Like, when was the first...
First crush?
Well, no. I mean, like, love. Like,
Jeez.
no, not your first crush, but like, I know you were engaged. Was that like your first serious...
Yeah, it's the first time I lived with someone that I was engaged. I had never done that. Like, it was the first.
Was it like a big engagement and did he ask your dad? Like, was it a whole thing?
He did ask my dad, and then this will probably make me cry if I talk about it, but
oh, I'm sorry.
I don't even know why I'm choking up, but probably because you're talking about my dad and then my son's father. But so you asked about the engagement. So he proposed to me in Georgia on the lake, but before we went out, after I called my dad when he proposed to me, obviously he knew he was gonna propose to me, and he said, you know, I accepted it. My dad was like, well, if he doesn't marry you, I will. Like, I just thought that was like so like sweet, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Come on, Dad. Look, we have tissues for you, baby. She said when she walked in, she's like, what are the tissues for?
I don't want to cry.
You never know. But that's so sweet.
You know, like, that's how important a relationship, like my dad is just like so supportive. Like, I literally can talk to him about anything.
How lucky are you?
Business to guys, like, and he's straight up, like, he's gonna be like, he'll tell me the truth. And even though I'm wrong, like, you're gonna straight up tell me, like, no, like, this person right, like, you doing this wrong, or like, but that relationship is just so important to me. And like, just him even saying that, because, you know, like, I had so much scrutiny around when my son's father and I got together because I was pregnant, like all of these different things. And it was just like...
Because you were pregnant and not married?
For me, yes. And so that was a thing.
It must be hard for him, though, if you're that close. The father, like, giving his daughter away, giving permission for his daughter to have a man.
And I think that's why it matters so much to me. It's like, if my dad stamps approved me dating anyone or being with anyone, marrying anyone, like, that's a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take that light. Like,
so he approved of that relationship.
For sure. Yeah. He wanted me happy. He knew his grandson was on, like, you know, like, so many things. And like, I just feel like my dad, like, he's just the coolest, like, for real. Like,
so he said he would marry you.
He said, if he doesn't marry you, I will. I think I cried like a baby after I hung up that phone. I mean, I was already happy because I was, you know, getting engaged, but like, I was engaged, but it was just really sweet.
You were already pregnant, right? Or not yet? You were pregnant.
I was.
You were pregnant. So you was already emotional.
Yeah.
Were you emotional at that point?
For sure.
Your hormones and stuff?
But you know what? My pregnancy was easy. I don't recall being super hormonal. Like, I was like, doing my things, still working out. Like, I had like a easy breezy.
Lucky you. I had 23 hours of labor.
Really?
And 3 epidurals because the first 2 didn't work. No, it was torture. I was tortured. I only had 1.
I did no epidural.
You did none?
Yeah, I had my son natural. He came like, so what's crazy is his dad's birthday is November 5th. He was due November 5th. My birthday, September 18th. My son comes September 22nd. Why did you come? Because we used to laugh, me and his dad, and he'd be like, I was like, your birthday's over. What? He comes on my birthday. I asked my son, he's like, I came on purpose. I wanted to take, I'm like, you or something. You want to take over my birthday month? You could have came around your dad's birthday. But, you know, I think God makes no mistakes. Like, unfortunately, like, he passed November 3rd. And I just feel like that would have been something,
Oh, wow.
That would have been heavy on my son for like a long time. And even when I do these things and I speak about my son's father, son, it's like, I get worried because I know my son looks up everything. He finds out everything. He's online, so it's like
you have to be careful what you say.
Yeah, because he want to know what's going on.
What did you tell him? Like, even in that moment. So you're a young woman,
for sure,
pregnant, engaged, and you lose him unexpectedly. And your son is what, 2?
2.
And where were you in your relationship at that time?
We weren't together anymore, but that definitely, I mean, it changed my life, my world. I don't think people realize, like, raising a kid without the other parent is, like, something I don't care, no preparation. Like, it's one thing if a parent is here and not doing it with you, but when you see the child, like, and I see his dad, like, the older he gets. You know, it's the hardest thing ever as he gets older. And he has so many questions, and he's like, was my dad this or that? And then it's like, but I like to keep the conversation alive, and Sutton's family is amazing with my son, like his mom and the whole family's so good with him, but hard, very hard. Doesn't get easier. I'm just like, hey, it's me and Guy. Like, what we doing next? Like, how are we doing this? Because, and my family's super supportive, but it's like nothing replaces like a parent. You know what I mean? Like that.
And he's named that. He has the same name.
And that was hard for me, right? Right after, I was like, I don't know how I'm even going to say his name anymore. And I got past that, but in my head, because I went to therapy, if he passed the third, I was in therapy by the fourth. Like, I was like, I can't do this. I was numb. I have never felt physically numb in my life. And I was like, what do I do now? Like, it felt like everything's over, and I had to go into therapy. There were so many things I didn't get to say to him, and just so much.
I wondered that, because sometimes when people pass, it's all the things you didn't say, I wish I should have, I don't know, regret or
I struggled with it. I struggled with it, but the therapy really helped me. Like, I went until my therapist was like, you probably don't need to come back. Like, because I was answering
your own questions.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, I think I'm good. Like, I felt like stronger, and I was in a better space with it, and like, but I knew, like, for me, I need to be healthy, and then for my son, like, I can't raise him and not like be strong enough to do it. And but I couldn't see it. Like, I'm like, I don't know how it is.
So it was like fear that you would, like, what were you trying to get healing from?
We had our own stuff, me and his father. It was him not being there. How am I going to raise a son without him? It was just a lot at once. And then it's like, you still have to live life, like life's still moving. Like, you can't just stay stagnant, because things happen, and things happen every day, and I feel like I took proper time to like address it and go through it, but it's ongoing. Like, it never goes away.
Yeah.
You just keep going.
How do you have like practices of like how you keep him alive in your son's life?
Yeah, I talk to him about him all the time. Or like, my son will like say, can we go through the pictures? 'Cause I have tons of photos. I used to take, his dad never liked photos, but I took tons. So like, he'll be like, can I see this? Or can you send me those? And sometimes he'll have the pictures on his screensaver, or like, it's different.
That's tough.
Yeah. And he'll be like, Mom, look at all my dad's stuff. Cause like, his dad loved like shoes and sneakers, and he's into it now. So it's like, I do feel like as a kid, you're always looking for that identity. Cause
isn't that crazy too, as mothers? It's like, that's the thing about motherhood. It's like, we carry the burden of our children heavier than our children carry it.
Yes.
Right? It's like, you probably have so much fear around how this is going to land for him, and trying to protect him from healing. And it's like, oh, it's such a heavy burden to be
all the time,
right?
Yeah. And I never know what's coming out of his mouth. The next, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do, or how do I fix it? But thank God, he's like super smart. He's doing well.
Surrounded by love too. I mean, you have a big, beautiful family.
And everyone, he's super like, he gets his way. If I don't do something, he's calling my dad or my mom or his mom. Like, he's got so many different people he can call when he can't get his way. I'm like, I think I got a funny story. So I took his phone, his phone from him, right? He gets on his laptop and texts my dad, he texts my mom, help. They're texting me back to back. What's going on with SJ? Is he all right? I'm like, they think something's wrong with him because
he's texting help.
Help me.
What did he need?
His phone back. Oh. He wanted them to get it. So he's like, if I get to them, they're going to call her. Everyone's calling me. Where's SJ at? Is he okay? I'm like, he's in the room because I took his phone away.
He's texting from the computer or something?
Yes.
Oh my God.
But he's writing all of them. He's writing grandma, his dad's mom, my dad. But the text messages and phone, they're coming in back to back to me.
That's so funny.
Where's that shit? Is he okay? I'm like, he's fine. He's 8.
8.
He's about to be 9 in September, but
he's got community.
He does.
He's got community.
He's extremely smart, bilingual, like great. Like, I'm proud of his growth. I just always want the best for him when it comes to like the men around him, and like, it's because I want to know who he sees himself in. I think that's something that young women and young men do. You're like, where am I? And I think his dad, like, he's a lot of his dad in him. Like,
really?
Yes, how ambitious he is. How he just want to get to the money now at 8. I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah.
I didn't realize, I probably knew back then and just now didn't realize that you guys weren't together when he.
Yeah, we weren't.
But freshly, or you had been broken up for a little while?
It had been some time. That's the thing, like, I go through so much that I don't like speak on, and I'm not much of a talker. Like I talk, but I don't talk. You know what I mean? So like the stuff that I go through, like behind the scenes, be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know, like I was like, I'm raise my kid. Like if we're not together, and how do we do this? You know, like I deal with this stuff.
I'm just saying, of course, the trauma and the tragedy of losing him, but like even being young and having a small baby, and you're breaking up with your fiance.
Tough.
Right, just that alone.
There were so many more layers and stuff I don't get too far into, but it was a very hard time. And then, you know, you feel like even like the post, like after you have a baby, and then like the day you realize, wait a minute, I just came out of that, so I must have been going through something emotionally and I didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot of emotion. It's very emotional for me.